Thank you very much. In spite of your busy schedule, you have accepted our request in a short notice, and here we are today now. I now introduce my team, sir. Mr. Stalin is our part of our medical affairs team. Today he is going to handle everything. We have Mr. Venkatakrishnan, who is part of the technical team, and we have our regional managers like Raju and Mr. Tulika, and my marketing manager and my vice president. They are also likely to join anytime. But now I hand over the session to Mr. Dr. Stalin. Over to you, Dr. Stalin.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And sir, we are starting, sir.
Hey, one second. My email has come. Shall I shift there or no?
Sir, no need, sir. We will be sharing, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So thank you, sir. Very good evening, doctors. I am Dr. Stalin on behalf of Shield Healthcare, welcoming you all for today's webinar. So the topic for today's webinar is parenting in COVID era, which is highly the need of the hour. So the country is facing this pandemic, and this particular topic is very much important for the parents. And I request all the participants to post your queries in the comment box so that we can have a short Q&A session at the end of the presentation. So it's time to introduce our speaker for the day. Before introducing the speaker, I'd like to, it's my pleasure to introduce our chairperson for today's webinar, Dr. Indrashekhar Rao, sir. Sir has completed her MD Pediatrics and DCH, and sir is currently the Director, Division of Pediatrics and Neonatology, Navodaya Hospital for Women and Children, Secunderabad. Sir is the member governing council, Indian College of Pediatrics, IAP, and former professor HOD Pediatrics, Osmania Medical College, Hyderabad, former medical superintendent, Institute of Child Health, Nilofer Hospital, Hyderabad, and additional director, Medical Education, Government of AP. Sir was also the former executive council member, NTR Health University, AP, chairperson, Neonatology Chapter, IAP, 2002-2006, former vice chairperson, Adolescent Chapter, AP, national vice president, IAP 2002, former state president, IAP, NNF organization, and member, IAP Immunization Committee, expert scientific advisory board, NIN Hyderabad, NNMB, ICMR, and New Delhi. And sir is also the coordinator, AFP surveillance and expert national polio surveillance program, chairman organizing committee, ID chapter, midterm CME Hyderabad 2017, and authored chapters in IAP textbooks of pediatrics and textbooks of INF disease, awarded Vaidya Shri, Bala Bandhu, and outstanding citizen titles for community work. So with this introduction, I welcome you, sir. And now I request you to introduce our speaker for the day, sir.
Good evening, everybody. It's my pleasure today to be part of this session. And it is something very, very important we are going to discuss, not only for the benefit of us, for the benefits of so many parents. It's my great pleasure and honor to introduce Dr. Deepak Gupta, who is along with us. He is trained in King's College, London, and he is presently the founder and director for the Center of Child and Adolescent Wellbeing at CCAW at Gangaram Hospital. He is a senior consultant there. He received so many awards: President Appreciation Award, Eminent Medical Person Award, Gold Aim Award, and President of Delhi Psychiatry Society and Chairperson of Child and Adolescent Committee. So with these few things we have with us, his areas of interest are attention deficit disorders, autism, and psychological trauma in children. Friends, in these COVID times, there is some amount of psychological trauma among the children, and we have none other than Deepak Gupta to enlighten us on this. Okay, may be seen on the screen, please. Live. Chai bana tha. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Deepak Gupta, are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm ready, sir.
Namaskar. I will give you introductory remarks, Deepak ji. It's a very happy to see you and meet you. Children and adolescents need attention and support at home all the time. And with the school shut down, they are at home isolated and they are feeling crazy. We need to address their fears, reassure them, and clear their anxiety and make this phase, which is passing COVID phase, a smooth pass off for them. We need to monitor them constantly because giving them support and also pulling them up in this from whenever they have tantrums. Family love and support should be a constant feature, and instead saying, don't do that, don't do this, we can give lots of extra praise, hug them and praise them. Okay, this will help them in a long way to cope up. They're unable to meet their school peers because of lockdown, and we need to strengthen the relationship online with them so that the quality time now is spent well with the children and see that they are groomed so well and in these COVID times, and it will go off smoothly with them. Over to Dr. Deepak Gupta for his presentation.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. First of all, I'm very, very thankful to Shield Healthcare for giving me this opportunity. And I'm thankful to Dr. Shekhar Rao for saying kind words about me and also introducing this topic. Let's go to the topic directly. Now, around the globe, the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the lives of all people in a never seen before manner. It has become an unprecedented crisis due to its large geographic scope. Unpredictable nature. We don't know what will happen, what is coming up, how the second wave will go further, what will happen to the third wave. There's so much unpredictability. Never seen before social distancing and lockdown measures. We only heard about the Spanish flu in 1920, but nobody has gone through this. And this sudden widespread disruption to our economies, education system. It's almost 15 months since the schools are closed. Children are staying at home. As Dr. Shekhar Rao was saying, talking about, children are missing their friends, peer group. And the most important thing is that there's overwhelming health infrastructure. There's so much pressure on the health infrastructure. And this ongoing second wave of the pandemic has brought in new challenges in the form of more infectivity. We know it was more infectious. There was a lot of mortality, a lot of fatalities, high rate of infection in young adults and children, which we didn't see in the first wave. And also the limited availability of hospital beds, ICU setups, and life-saving drugs and medical equipments. So this is something what we know about COVID-19. And though we are in 2021, but yes, this COVID-19 is still with us, and still we don't know what will happen to us and what will happen to this COVID-19. Now, what is important is that we also know the parenting was always been tough. I've been always seeing children, parents coming to me with so many difficulties with their children before COVID also. But with COVID coming up, with homeschooling, working from home, and all the financial uncertainty surrounding COVID-19, parenting has even become more tougher. Next. So what are the unique challenges? What are the unique challenges we can see? The unique challenges. What are the unique challenges are that all family members is staying together whole day. People are staying in the four walls. And because of that, there are more chances of disagreement and conflict. Because they may not agree to each other. And that is what is happening is that. Keeping children on the track with their virtual schoolwork. That is again a very, very big challenge in parenting, which is coming up. There is a double work pressure on the parents, managing the household also, as well as their professional commitments also. A lot of parents are not having any external support from extended family and friends because they cannot because a lot of times their own extended families are themselves suffering. They are themselves suffering. I know so many families, including me, that we have to support our own brothers, sisters, our parents. So there's absolutely no external support. In fact, there is demand to provide external support. Financial stress. for some of the people to pay cuts, loss of jobs. Parents and children are isolated, quarantined, 15 days, 17 days. They're just isolated. It's so difficult for the parents. And the most important thing is that there is no out-of-home recreational activities. Children cannot go to the park. They cannot go to the activities. They cannot go for the dance, music classes. They really want to go. I know so many children who told me, Dr. Uncle, I want to go for the football. I want to go for the swimming pool. When will the swimming pool start? That is what is happening. I want to meet my friends in the real world, not virtually. I want to spend time with them. And even for the parents also, they want to meet their friends. And that is the coming of recreational activities. And the last important point, which is very, very important, is the parents are struggling with their own psychological, emotional challenges. There's grief due to the loss of the loved ones. They're going through the grief because, especially in the second wave, a lot of families, including me, I lost my brother on 20th of April, my elder brother. I know I've gone through that. It is the grief with the families are going through and are still going through. And that is where it's coming up. So it has become a real challenge in this pandemic, the parenting, from staying in the four walls to the grief. So keeping a track on the virtual schoolwork to no recreational activities, isolation, financial stress, and no external support. Next. So these are some of the studies which has come up. The COVID came, but also a lot of research has happened. And if you see, the research is happening across the world. But I want to highlight the two studies from India in 2020. One is a study from Saitya, in which they studied 227 parents. What they found was around 2/3 of the parents, they perceived moderate to severe stress since the COVID-19 lockdown. And what are the high risk factors? Mothers, parents of children with developmental disorders, parents who had interpersonal difficulties with spouse and children before the COVID, excessive time on TV or video games in children. These were the significantly high perceived stress and parental stress compared to parents without these difficulties. So the four important things which came up. But the important point which came up from Sandeep Grover from Chandigarh study, around 1,871 children and families studied across the India, what they found that around 70% reported worries, 72% reported health anxiety, and around 1/3 reported low mood, fear of death, and alcohol use. But there's a silver lining to the cloud. And the silver lining to the cloud is that nearly half of the responders reported marked improvement in their relationship with their spouse. This I want to highlight. And around 50%, they felt that their relationship with their spouse, with their children, and with their parents became better. That means this lockdown gave them the time to invest and understand the relationship far better. So there's a silver lining to the cloud is there. And around 3/5 of the participants reported marked improvement in the relationship with their neighbors, because up till now they didn't get time. So now they were available for the help, support, community support. And that's what we saw even in the second wave, office colleagues during the lockdown period. So there's a lot of things which came, good things also. And I can say from my own personal experience also, as a parent of two elder daughters, I have two daughters, 17 and 20. I can say from my own experience also that it gave me a time to get closer to them, to understand them, to spend time with them, despite my online practice. That's what. So I totally vouch with Dr. Sandeep Grover's research which came up. Next. Now, another thing which also came up, the lot of more study which came out, especially one of the studies which you see from Bangladesh, Italy, Spain, Middle East, Nepal, this thing. The Nepal study, in fact, was done by one of my colleagues who was with me in Manipal on the medical students about anxiety, which came around 10 to 15%. But the important part which I want to see is the adolescent population. In this adolescent population, which was studied around 300 adolescents, what they found that around 1/3 felt little interest or pleasure in doing things from several days. So 1/3 were gloomy. They felt depressed, hopeless. And around 50% felt they were unlikely or were unsure about seeking help for mental health professionals. And around 25%, they were not aware of any mental health helpline. So what I understood from this study and what from my personal experience is that yes, adolescents were going through psychological issues. but we were not able to identify. And around 50% of them, they wanted to take, or they were in dilemma whether we should take help or not. And around 25% who wanted to take, they were not aware that where to go, which helpline to consult. So, but one thing was very clear, that this COVID-19 has led to increase in mental health issues and psychological issues from all the strata of population, if you can see. Next. So the $1 million question comes, which is the topic of today. Parenting in COVID era. What needs to be done? So these are the important 9 parameters, which I'll be talking about in next few minutes. One, the most important thing is address your child's fear and stress. That is most important. Connect and communicate with your child. 2, keep your healthy routines. 3, a structure. 4th, help your children with online classes and schoolwork. 5th, managing behavioral problems. Problems will happen, but how to manage them? 5th, social media use, the biggest devastating interference which is happening. Social media. And the important part, which I believe, is creating a nurturing home, along with managing finances. And the last important part, all the people, all the doctors who are attending today's my presentation, taking care of your own self. Remember, the buck starts with you and the buck ends at you. If you don't take care of your own self, you can't take care of your children and families. The important thing is that take care of yourself. Next slide. Let's address the 9 points one by one. Yeah, next. So addressing your child's fear. What important thing is that talk to them. Your child may be reluctant, but maybe they may be willing to talk, because there's so much happening in the news. So much is talked about. The news, the social media, everywhere, people, neighbors, everyone is talking about COVID-19. So please talk to them. They would have already heard something. Silence and secrets do not protect our children, but honesty and openness do. Talk to them openly. Beta, what do you know about it? What is happening? What is troubling you? Tell me more about it. And give them the right information. Talk to them freely. Ask them open questions. Find out how much they already know. And you will be surprised that they know so much about it. They may be knowing about ventilator. They may be knowing about the remdesivir. They may be knowing about the plasma. They may be knowing about the third wave. They know so much about mortality. They know what is the percentage, what is the mortality happening in your state and the country. That's important thing is that. So be honest. Answer their question truthfully. One of the doctors who came to me told me that my daughter asked me, when will I go to the swimming pool? When will the COVID end? When will the school open? I asked her, what do you tell her? She told me, I really liked that answer. She told me, beta, darling, whenever I come to know, you'll be the first one I'll tell you. That's what. Because we don't know ourselves. Now, right now, the predictions are there that most probably in the June, online school will open. But when the offline face-to-face school will open, nobody knows. So be honest. Talk at an age-appropriate level. If you're talking to a 4-year-old, talk in that way. If you're talking to an adolescent, teenager, 16, 17-year-old, then talk in that way. But important thing is that listen to their world first. Be supportive. Your child will be scared or confused. Give them space to share. Don't worry. And remember, what is important is to limit the excessive news feed. There are a lot of stories going around. Some may not be true. They don't have to go to the social media again and again to look into the news. Give them the right information from sites like UNICEF or Ministry of Home Affairs or Family Welfare, the right. And always end on a good note. Check to see if your child is okay. Remind them that the pandemic is not going to last forever. Then let's do something fun together. That's important. So if you address your child's fear and stress by talking to them, communicating them openly, you will feel that you will develop a good rapport with them. And yes, they will be open to communicate with you. Don't hesitate. If you may be a busy practitioner also, it's okay. Take out 10-15 minutes at the meal time and talk it out. Talk in the morning, talk in the night time. There is no time. Every time is the right time. Every day is a good day. It is only your willingness to talk to your child And that's what you have to tell to the other parents also who comes to you, that please talk to your child. That's very important. Next. So connecting and communicating with the child is most important. So, and this lockdown has given us enough chance. This time, I know we are going through a lot of medical issues. We are going through a lot of mortality. But then also, this lockdown has given a chance to make better relationship with the child and teenager. That's what Dr. Sandeep Grover's study came up, that around 50% of them felt their relationship with their spouse, with their children, and with their parents became better. One-on-one time is free and fun. It makes children feel loved and secure and show them that they're important. Switch off your mobile and keep aside your mobile and just set aside time to spend with each other. Either you sit in balcony, you sit on the rooftop, you sit in the bedroom, on the floor, wherever in the passage. It is how you want to connect with your child. That is important. It can be at the same time each day. So your children or teenager can look forward to it. Okay, beta, we'll talk after the lunch. Okay, beta, we'll talk after dinner. We'll go for a small walk on the rooftop, or we'll stand in the balcony for half an hour and we'll talk. So he will look forward for that. And at that point of time, ask your child what they would like to do. If they want to do something that isn't okay with physical distancing, then there's a chance to talk with them about this. So this is the time to create options, to build connections. Remember, if you're able to create options and build connections, that's what you have to tell to your parents also comes to you, that set aside time and build and create options with them. There's so much still you can do in the house, in the four walls. Next, please. But so this is we have divided into differently how you communicate with a baby toddler. So copy their facial expressions and sounds. Correct? Sing songs, make music with them, pot spoons, stack cups of blocks, tell a story, read a book, or share a picture. A small baby toddler, that's what a fun time, creative time, innovative time. With young child, read a book, look at pictures, make drawings, crayons, pencils, dance to music, sing songs, do a chore together, help with school work. This is important. Do a chore together. Very, very important. Cleaning together, cooking a game together, involve them into household chores, whether it could be gardening, whether it could be house cleaning, dusting, pouring water in the plants. That's important. And with a teenager, yes, teenagers have their own whims and fancies. Then also, talk to them about something they like, sports, music, celebrities, friends. Don't talk what you want to talk, but talk what they like. And then gradually build a rapport with them. Cook a favorite meal together. That's very, very important thing which I've seen works. Cooking, baking, breakfast, dinner, lunch, tea time together. That's something. Important thing is being together with them. A lot of people say we are busy. We don't get time. It's okay if you're busy, but mark my words. In 24 hours, you can take out half an hour. That's if you want. And that is what is important. You can listen with them. And some of the parents tell me that the teenager doesn't want to spend time with me. What shall we do? I said, don't worry. If they don't want to spend time, you enter into their own world. You enter into their world. आप उसके कमरे में जाओ. You enter into their room. Sit with them and say, beta, I just want to spend time with you. I just want to sit with you. I just want to look at you. Can I sit some time with you? You don't have to criticize them. You don't have to give instructions. You don't have to be like a teacher always. Just be with them. And gradually they will start building a rapport with you. That's important. Don't ask them to share. First, share about your feelings. First, share about your own experiences, your own struggle in this COVID. Once you will share, they will start sharing. Once you will give, they will start giving. Once you will pour love, they will start giving love. That's important. That's important. Next slide. So another point, maintain a daily routine, which I was talking, the third point, structure. Create a flexible but consistent daily routine about nutrition, eating healthy meals at regular intervals. Try to sleep early and get up early. We all know the sleep is very, very important. We all know how sleep can be so rejuvenating. We know all the so important melatonin, cortisols all get released in the particular time. But what is happening? Children are sleeping at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. In fact, 5 o'clock in the morning. And we parents also are sleeping late at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. What we are doing? Just busy on the social media. But if we sleep at 10, 10:30, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I still remember when I was in school, around 40 years back, I used to hear this. I still believe some wise people have made this after a lot of wisdom. Important is that. So the body can rejuvenate, be fresh, Every day morning, we get up with energy, zeal, exercising, physical exercise at home, yoga, whatever. And even today, teenagers, they want to do with online music. That's okay. They want to put an online music, online aerobics, online yoga with a lot of music. That's okay. There's so many apps are there. So many apps are there. Mindful, calm, headspace. So many apps are there. Let them do, but they should do it. And along with that, we know that we have to make an hygiene, taking shower daily, getting dressed, hand washing, distancing, and masking. So this maintaining a daily routine is very, very important. So there's a fixed time to have food together. There's a fixed time to have lunch, breakfast, dinner together. So this routine will help them for fixed time for online classes, fixed time for activities. This will create a structure. That's important. And once it's structured, then it's predictable. And then we are able to have a good time together. That's why important. And take care of our body also. Next. Now, this is another important point which is coming up. The virtual class. A lot of people, parents are struggling with it. What shall we do? The important thing is that join forces with other parents. Because you are not the only one who is struggling. Even other parents are also struggling. You're not the only one. It is happening with everyone. So reach out to other parents and exchange tips for keeping kids focused and engaged. Maybe what may not work for other parents may work for you. So please be in touch with other parents. That's important. You can organize a virtual activity or study group, which has the added bonus of providing social interaction for your child. Connect with your child teacher, because she can tell you that what to do. What are the academic strengths and weaknesses of your child? Create a learning routine. A routine gives kids a sense of normalcy during an otherwise certain time. But yes, but be a little flexible. Don't be too rigid. Set goals. And once they get something, they're able to complete their particular assessment, their particular semester, their particular something. Celebrate. Be happy. Hug them. Show your affection, appreciation. And if your smaller children are there, be creative with them. For children of a class 1, 2, 3, 4, you can be as creative as together. Doing a fun science experiment together. Good way of bringing lessons to life. Love to draw, write. It's a good time to set them free with pencils and papers. So in that way, you can support the parents or even support yourself by joining with other parents, connecting with child teacher, creating a learning routine, setting goals, and be creative as much as possible. But yes, the challenges are with everyone. Don't take it as a challenge, but take it as an opportunity. Opportunity to understand your child. Don't feel helpless, don't feel hopeless, but feel connected with your child and create options with them, communication with them. You will be able to sail through. That's important. Next. Now, another important part, how to address the behavioral problems. Now, while doing all this, a lot of behavioral problems are coming up. Next. Children will misbehave. They will react. And you can't be, you want to discipline and you will face tough time. Next. But important thing is that do your best to remain calm. The calmer and more relaxed you are, the better you will be able to handle your child's reaction to stress. That's important. So the first important thing is that say the behavior you want to see. That means don't say like that. Why you have done like this? Don't make a mess. Why you are sitting like this? The important thing is that use the positive words when telling your child what you want. Please put your clothes away. Please sit straight. Please, can you have a lunch together with me? Can we have a lunch now? Can we switch on the TV and now can we have a story time? What you want to see, say that behavior. Avoid no, why, no. They're very toxic word. They make your child scared of you. They feel intimidated. They feel awful. That is, I'm fed up of now, no. Important thing is that if your child is misbehaving, redirect them to another activity, such as playing outside, reading a book, involving in household chores. Ask them, and if it is becoming overwhelming for you, take deep breaths. Count to 10 to allow yourself to calm down. Or remember that Almighty God, or say Gayatri Mantra, or just focus on your breathing. And once you relax, you'll be more calmer and more positive. You'll be able to handle it. If a child goes outside without a mask, that's okay. But then you don't want it to happen. You don't want to. So then make sure you give them a consequence, but a consequence which is a creative consequence. Ask them to draw a picture of a child wearing a mask. Or what will happen with COVID? What COVID can do? Talk them out. Talk to them about that how going outside without a mask can create. Because the child will say, "No, I'm getting itching, I'm getting allergy, it's so irritating, it gets so stuck on my nose." But then talk them or ask them to draw. This will help them, teach them that their behavior was wrong. Reward them for the good behavior. By you don't have to give materialistic reward, but rewarding them with appreciation. By hugging them, using touch, by giving a lovely smile, by making their favorite meal or their favorite French fries or their favorite dish, their favorite dessert. That is important. Small things, really. But along with that, you have to keep yourself calm. But remember one thing, sometimes nothing will work. That time, just ignore their bad behavior for some time. When you will ignoring bad behavior can be extremely effective tool when trying to get your child to stop doing something. And if still you are having problems, or if the families comes and tells you, then refer them for counseling. Because if you get counseling at the right time, it can really help. Because sometimes nothing will work. Even ignoring won't work. That is the time you need a professional expert opinion to guide you and sail through. Next. Now coming to the important part of social media. We know the social media has a lot of positive aspects: communication, networking, emotional support, outlet for creativity, self-expression, promotion, learning. But there's so many negative aspects also are there. And what are that? It promotes negative emotions, self-absorption, cyberbullying, social media addiction. Adults are targeting children for sexual purposes. Harmful content are there. And the most important thing which is happening is FOMO. FOMO, fear of missing out. That we may not miss something. Kuch reh na jaye. Something may not lose. And they keep on looking, searching the whole time. This FOMO again creates a lot of anxiety, lot of fear. That is what we have to. Next. So how this social media is trapping us? That we feeling lonely. When we feel lonely, we use social media more and more often. When we use more and more often, we get increased COVID information and FOMO, fear of missing off information. And then it impacts the mood. It impacts our emotions, overwhelming anxiety, anticipatory anxiety, apprehension, worsening, loneliness, low mood, boredom. And the cycle goes on. So FOMO, dissatisfaction, feeling of inadequacy, and it sets off a vicious cycle of social media use. Next. So what can be done for the social media use? Very, very important. This is the most important thing which parents are struggling. So 7 points. 7 points. 1, you can use an app to track how much time your child spends on social media each day and set up a parental control. But even you can even track your own time, like on my iPhone, every day or every week. I can come to know how much is my screen time when I get a flash in the morning. But I put it on the Sunday morning. So every Sunday morning, I know what has been my record of the whole week, whether it's going up or going down. Second important point, turn off the phone at certain time of the day, such as when having dinner, spending time with offline friends and families. It is called a stack game. You can stack all your phones, your phone, other phone, this phone, your family phone, everybody stacks it. All the 4 phones, 5 phones, 6 phones are stacked together and kept aside. It's a stack game. So if you don't want to turn off, you can just stack them on a silent mode and keep it. Don't bring the phone or tablet to the bed unless it's emergency. And we all are doctors, we know. We all are doctors. We need to keep phone ourselves always. But the important point is that use it only for emergency, not for the social media usage. That's important. And other gadgets like laptop, iPad, you can keep in the other room for the charging. But the important point, what I want to emphasize is that when you're spending time with the family, dinner, please spend time with them, not with the mobile and technology. Because otherwise they will get the message you're busy, and you're on the phone. Connect with them, connection. Disable the social media notification. It's hard to resist the constant buzzing and beeping because the phone keeps on buzzing, beeping, notification after notification keeps on coming. You can just open and check, but limit your checks. You don't have to check every minute. If your child compulsively check your phone every few minutes, we know by limiting the checks to once every 15 minutes, then once every 30 minutes, and then once an hour. So these all 5 things can be done you can do for a child using an app, turning off the phone at limited time, and telling them, except you, because you're a doctor, for your children, don't take the phone or tablet to the bed, keep it in another room, Disable the social media notification and limit the check, and gradually check it every 30 minutes or 1 hour. Also, important is that for smaller children, 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, tell them, talk to them about cyber safety. Ask them not to accept requests from the strangers, not to share the passwords with anyone, and to log out from the device they're using. Because important is that they should have set up the strict privacy settings. That is where. So important is that cyber safety should be taught to the children. And the most important role is that as parents, you have to be a good role model. जो आप करोगे आपके बच्चे वही करेंगे. If you will be a good role model, your children will follow you. If you will sleep at time, if you will keep your mobile away, if you will limit your social media usage, if you will not use your mobile at the food time, they will also start gradually following that. They are watching you 24/7. Follow the above rules yourself and then ask your children to follow. We all know the Gandhiji story, what Gandhiji said. So it's a very famous story. A businessman goes to Gandhiji and say, Gandhiji, you are such a big man. My child has diabetes. He doesn't stop eating sugar and chocolates and candies and sweets. What shall I do? Gandhiji told him, give me 2 days. That businessman was very, very anxious. What will he do in 2 days? After 2 days, he goes to the Gandhiji's room with the child. And the Gandhiji says to the child, please stop. And with that power and conviction, he says, the child stops. The businessman gets so intrigued. Why didn't he said the same thing 2 days back? Why did he ask me to wait for 2 days? Gandhiji said, Mr. Gentleman, first for 2 days, I stopped my own sugar and chocolates and sweets. Once I was able to stop my sweets and sugar, then I had that power and conviction to tell that child, please stop his sugar and chocolates and sweets, and he will follow that. So first, follow the rules and then ask your children to follow. Children are our children mirror. They are our shadows. That's important. Next slide. Also important thing is that, as I told you, create a nurturing home. As I talked about, model the desired behavior. Talk to them peacefully. Create the home environment as positive as much possible. The more you create peace in the home, the things will become good. The more we practice modeling peaceful, loving relationship, that's important. How we talk and behave in front of children. Use positive language, praise, appreciation. Good, that's important. Small, so thank you for cleaning the dinner. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for putting the utensil in the kitchen. I was very happy that you have been getting up in the morning and finishing your work and attending classes. Appreciate them, acknowledge them, spend family time, quality time with your family as a whole family activity. Choose a whole family activity daily. Be an empathetic, active listener. Share the load. Responsibility in household chores and avoid arguments. A lot of arguments will happen, but remember, call a truce. There's no one is bigger than each other. Don't bring your ego in between. The important thing is that build a healthy environment. Next slide. That's important. And some of the people, they even talk to the teenager about the finances because they're going through difficult time. They involve the teenager in making a budget together and telling them, see, right now we are going through a difficult time. Can we cut down on these things for a few months? And then again later, we can go back to the previous situations. Talk about what are their needs, what they want, which things are important, what are they must, what are nice to have but not essential. And discuss with the children what things you can try to spend less on. That's important. So in this way, you will be able to connect with your children. Next slide. The last important part, taking care of self. Out of the 9 points which I told you, this is the most important point. Remember, you're not alone as a parent. The millions of people have the same fears, but stay connected with your family, with your friends through regular chat, calls, Zoom calls, social media, but avoid unnecessary social media that makes you anxious. That's important. Ask for the help from other family members by helping them in the household chores. Take a break. We all need a break sometimes. When the children are asleep, do something you're fun, relaxing for yourself. Don't forget your hobbies. Don't forget your hobbies. That's important. Whether it's reading, cooking, painting, whatever. karaoke, playing cards, playing board games, whatever is your hobbies, don't forget that. You deserve it. Set boundaries. That's very, very important. Find a specific workspace. If you may be working from home, then important thing is that once you're done with the work, do something to clearly mark the end of the day. So what I do, if I work on this chair, then once I finish, then I get up from this chair. And when I do dinner, I do on another chair. So we have a clear boundary that once I'm on this, I'm finished. And relaxation, that's important. How do you relax? Through meditation, prayer, yoga, by writing a journal, and gratitude journal, very, very important. We have to do gratitude. We have to learn how to be grateful to the Almighty, whatever He has given. People are struggling, but still we have homes, we have food, we have so much things we have technology. So we have to be grateful to the Almighty, the gratitude journal, that's important. If you will gratitude, remember that He'll give you a power. You should be so much thankful to the Almighty. So all these things will help you. And the best thing is that you get up in the morning and meditate. In the Brahma Muhurat, morning, 4 to 6 a.m. in the morning. That's the best time. And then your whole day goes so well. You're at peace. And by doing yoga, you're able to take care of your sympathetic system, your hyperarousal state, your breathing exercise, we know. All those we have been talked about. So this all is important. And the last and the least is appreciate yourself. Every day appreciate yourself. Acknowledge your efforts. Affirmations. Hindi mein saman bolte hain. English mein affirmations. Start your day with affirmations. End your day with affirmations. It's normal to feel stressed, frustrated, and afraid at this time. But be kind to yourself. Avoid self-criticism. If you're kind to yourself, you'll be kind to the world. If you make yourself happy, you will make the others happy. That's important. That's important. Last slide, next. So in a nutshell, what is important is that if I put into A, B, C, D, I always summarize my presentation in A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. What is A? Appreciate and acknowledge yourself and your children and other family members. That's important. Appreciate them. Acknowledge them for small things. Along with that, be calm and vigilant. Relaxation, meditation. Keep yourself calm and cool. If you're talking to them, first calm yourself, then talk to them. C, connect and communicate with the children. That's very, very important. Connection, communication, care for self and others. This is important. And if still you're having trouble and problem, then D, if distress is there, then seek help from professionals, mental health professionals, or other experts, counselors who can help you to guide you. Next. So, to all the amazing parents, including me, we all are sitting as a parents right now. We're not doctors. The important part is that you're braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Thank you very much. Last slide. Next. Thank you very much. Once again, thank you to Shield Healthcare for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Indra Rao.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation, which is highly the need of the heart, sir. So yes, sir. The sad part is many of the children are losing their parents due to this COVID pandemic, and here comes the role of government and the communities which are around them to guide them and to actually it has to care the children, sir. So thank you, sir. Sir, and I would like to also add, request you to share details about this vaccinating, the importance of vaccinating in children, sir, so that it will be added advantage or information for the parents also, sir.
I would like to give the closing remarks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. My deep appreciation and applause to Dr. Deepak Gupta for making this lecture very exhaustive and full informed. It's a real counseling session you have given to the parents. You have given them a lot of support to the parents, how to bring up their children in COVID times. Thank you very much, Deepak Gupta. You have done a great job. It's really a learning session for me from an youngster, how to talk and how. You made one point very, very clear. You, and the you is the main important. Believe in yourself and the family and the world around you. You can do wonders. Be kind to yourself. Don't punish yourself by degrading yourself. This is a most important lesson you have given to all of us. We can do wonders once we believe that you are good. Thirdly, you have given the connectivity and also the care and the concern on each issue of a child at different ages and telling them how to do it probably. The role play handouts. I only have 2 or 3 simple questions, though I had many questions to ask, but you covered everything so much and so much. I would like to ask the stranger behavior for our children and adolescents on the net. Should they allow? And the stay safe tips to our children online, how they should be safe in these COVID times.
So the important thing is that the first important thing is the first important thing that parents should have a communication with their teenager. Once they will have a communication, they can talk it out. Yes, beta, there once you're doing it on the net, there's so many sites are there, so many people who can hack you. There's so many people who can try to get your data also. So have a straight talk with your teenager. Once you talk to them, please don't take any request from the strangers. Take only request from your friends. Please only use your password, or only don't pass your password to anybody else. Make sure your password is a secret and that remains only with you or your parents. So telling them the simple steps, and after you log in, make sure you log out. So once you log in, make sure you log out. Don't pass your password to anybody else except your family members. And third thing, never take a stranger. And fourth thing is that if somebody invites you for any sexual act or any unnecessary, unwanted act or unwanted thing, please report to your parents immediately. And that is what we need to educate them. See, we as parents can only educate them. We can't stop them from technology. Mark my words. This I've learned in the last 25 years in the mental health field. We can only educate them, we can guide them, and we can monitor them. That's what we can do. And that's what we parents should do. Correct? And once we educate them, guide them, and monitor them, they will learn. They will learn. But yes, be in open communication with them. That's important.
Very good, very good. Some of the parents in their anxiety and depression, they are giving physical punishment to children who are isolated at home. Please give a warning signal to parents not to do that.
See, what is important is that if you're hitting your child, you're hitting yourself. If you're slapping your child, you're slapping yourself. It's a slap on you. It's not a slap on child. I strongly believe that slapping every child is like a slap on yourself. So remember one thing, whenever you're slapping your child or hitting your child, just remember that you're hitting yourself. That means if something is happening wrong, as I told you about the behavioral problems, it's okay. The children are getting difficult. They're getting frustrated. They may be having problems. I understand that. But remember, your calmness can help you. Get calm. Go to another room. Remember the God. Take a cup of coffee. Drink filter coffee and come back. And then talk to the child. Beta, can I talk to you for a minute? No, get out. I don't want to talk to you. Beta, can I talk? Okay, I'll come later. After 10 minutes, tell me, what is there? And then express, but I want to tell you what has been happening. After a few minutes, the child will settle down. But don't bring your ego in between. He's your child. If you won't make a difference, if you won't connect now, you will never connect ever. So if you want to reach your children, have patience. Patience is very, very important. And along with patience, communication. And along with communication, use a lot of touch. Hug them. If it's a grown-up teenager, shoulder to shoulder. Treat him like a grown-up boy. Ha, beta, bata, tell me, what's bothering you? Come, Papa is there with you. Treat them. Give your shirt to them. Give your tie to them. Give your t-shirt to them. Beta, wear this, please, today. See, he will feel so proud and pride. I can tell you that connection has to be built first. And once you build that connection with them, then they will talk. I know there will be difficult moments. And then if you think nothing is working, just leave them for some time. After half an hour, 1 hour, when the storm will go away, when the storm will settle down, then go and talk. Beta, can we have a dinner together? No, I don't want to have with you. Okay, I'll wait for you. Wait for half an hour. He'll come and watch you. That why have you eaten or not? And then he'll come and sit with you. And then you will see you will be able to build a rapport. But you have to give time, investment. It's the biggest investment. And parenting cannot be done in a hurry. Parenting cannot be done in a hurry. You need to take out time and investment. If you have investment for a professional career, you need to investment for the children who are the future. That's important. I know we doctors are very busy. We don't get time. But whatever time you get, invest on the child. That's
He
important.
said, Dr. Deepak, in these times I have seen as a pediatrician, I get 3 generations of children who are grown big and their children and their children. Is it the right time to monitor their rapid weight gain? This is occurring because of sitting idle and eating, which will have other consequences. And I personally feel it is time for parents to give them family life education to growing children and particularly adolescents, like doing the house chores, mopping, and helping mother in the kitchen, all these family lives. I think this should give you an extra vote from you. You have already told to the parents.
So I totally agree with today. I totally agree with you. Today I was watching a small video, a few minutes from a Japan, where how the family in Japan, they teach their children from early age. And that's why they're giving respect to everyone, bending and giving respect. They're helping in household chores. They're helping in everything, independence. So the important thing is that we need to create the culture in a house. It is not because of COVID-19. The culture has to be created. It doesn't build in one day. Rome was never built in one day. That culture of respect, dignity, involvement has to be built throughout the day, throughout the years, along with your involvement. If that happens, then only they will do. So you become partner with them, collaborative work. You involve them and you also do. You preach them what you practice. That's important. Correct? If you're not eating unhealthy food stuff, if you're not eating junk food, then only you can tell them. As I told you about the Gandhiji story, that's important. So do that. So be a good role model, involve them regularly. Maybe one day, 2 days, they may not work regularly. Create a model of an exercise. You yourself do yoga, exercise at home, and gradually they will see you also. So all these lifestyle changes does not happen in one day. It has to be a regular continuity over the years that comes up. But the good thing is that this COVID-19 has given so much time to invest and communicate with the children. This COVID-19 has given so much time, as I was talking about Dr. Sandeep Grover's study also, and myself I've seen in 15 months, that you can observe your children very closely. You can observe your grandchildren very closely. You can observe your spouse very closely and build your relationship to a next level. That's important.
Since children are attaining menarche very early in these closed doors, is it duty of the parents to tell them about sexuality and sex education, because now they are not exposed to teachers to counsel them. What is your take on this, Dr. Deepak?
Absolutely. Sir, I believe totally the parents is the best counselor. The best counselor and the best teacher is the parent. What parents can do, nobody else can do. Very clear. They are the best counselor and a teacher. So gradually first build a rapport with your child. And slowly, with your daughter, with your son, gradually talk to them of the basics of sexuality. First talk about the sex as you grow up, what happens. Then body changes slowly. Then what happens is body changes. Then if girls talk about the menarche, the menstrual hygiene, slowly. Don't be in a rush. And I'm telling you, when you talk about this, you may be anxious as a parent. Okay, I may speak something bad. I may speak something wrong. It's okay. Don't worry. Nobody is there to judge you. If something comes out wrong from your mouth, just you can say, sorry, beta, I didn't mean that. And then talk it out. Because you may be doing with a child for the first time. That's okay. But do it. You may be anxious. I still remember when the first time me and my wife talked to my daughter about the menstrual menarche when they were 12 and 13. Now they're 17 and 20. With my first daughter, elder daughter, it was so difficult. We got anxious, but then we carried on. And then my wife talked more about it. And I was sitting there. She was talking, and we were able to sail through. Now today we can talk easily.
Very
make
good
an
advice
attempt.
for the parents, Dr. Deepak. Very, very good advice. Lastly, in the families where there are parents and the parents, the grandparents, they are a great cushion and they will give the tradition and transgeneration advice. You must utilize the grandparents if they are available in the house to the factor of soothing them. Lastly, the gratitude to everybody is very important, and gratitude parents, God, and all those things. You made the day very good for all the parents and doctors. For thanks for the excellent presentation. Nothing more to add. Thank you very much. Gratitude to everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Deepak.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. That's all. I would just want to say one line. In the end, I was telling, I would just want to say one line that thank you once again, Shield Healthcare, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Indra Shekhar Rao, for coordinating and moderating so well. And once again, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay calm. God bless us all. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you very much
With
for
that,
your.
thank you, Stalin and Shield,
Yes, sir.
for this excellent program. We are all not alone. Our spouse is the strongest strength for us to do this. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, before just a request, sir. Before finishing the webinar, I would like to play a 1-minute video of our Rudiment news, sir. So if you allow us, then I can play a video for us. Yes. Thank
Rudiment
you,
New
sir.
is my favorite.
Yes, sir.
MU, new one.
Innovation and Technology is the winner of the prestigious Indian Health and Wellness Award. Likes to thank you for helping us achieve through your valuable partnership. Health issues like recurrent respiratory infections can cause complex physiological and biochemical changes leading to ambulatory condition. Therefore, we need a specific immune booster to strengthen the respiratory immunity. So, introducing Rudiment Mu tablets and Rudiment Mu syrup to strengthen the respiratory immunity. Rudiment Mu tablets and syrup are a specific combination of 4 bioactive ingredients along with immunovitamins and minerals. The bioactive ingredients are tinocoridin, curcuminoids, aceminin, Osimum sanctum. Rudiment Mu is also enriched with immunovitamins like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D3, and minerals like zinc and selenium. As per ESPN guidelines May 20, daily allowance of vitamins, minerals, and trace elements maximizes nutritional defense for patients susceptible to frequent respiratory infections. Therefore, please prescribe Rudiment Mu tablets and syrup in recurrent respiratory infections. Only Rudiment Mu strengthens the respiratory immunity. Dose of Rudiment Mu tablet is 1 tablet BID. Dose of Rudiment Mu syrup is 5 ml BID. Doctor, Rudiment Mu shields immunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for spending your valuable time with us, sir. It's always a pleasure, and I'd like to thank our Shield team, particularly Uma Shankar sir, for organizing for such a wonderful topic, and I think it is very much important. And we would like to share this video with the parents also, sir. We will be making it as a short clips, and we'll be sharing with the parents for that. They may also find it very much useful, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all, sir.
Thank you.